Stu here with Raid Shadow Legends. I am very excited to bring you an all-rare Dragons 20 run. Let's get after it. Here we go. We are going to play with Seducer, the king of seduction, the king of crunch. Sorry if you're at work and you've got a butt in your face right now. Don't let your coworkers see. We are going to get into this. It is Seduction time, episode 2, double seduction with Seducer and his girl Temptress. We also have Kale in here with stun artifacts. We have Apothecary and we have Painkeeper. As always, thank you so much for your support. I do love it and I love all you guys out there. Let's get into this video. So what we have here is Seducer. We're going to go over his skills and what he does with Temptress in the group and how we can survive this on Dragons 20 with a full rare team. So here we are. If you can see right now, you see that he has an aura that gives 25% to all allies, which is a fantastic aura for a rare. And then we're going to go into a skill 1. He can do a sleep debuff for 1 turn on a 45% chance once skilled up. We could always use some extra crowd control. That is no problem. We'll take that. And then his skill 2 does an AoE on a 3-turn cooldown to decrease the attack by 25%. Also, he has provoke runes on Seducer, so he has a chance to provoke everybody anytime he attacks them. And then he does a skill 3, places that 30% increased defense along with the block debuffs. And his skill 4 with Temptress on the team is what really makes it so we can get through this. Does the 50% ally protection along with block damage on himself. It's crazy on a 4-turn cooldown. So really the main takeaway from all of this is don't build. So basically Seducer is the total package. Yeah. Okay, so basically the main takeaway is you don't need to copy my team, right? You can do an all rare run if you want to, but you don't need to. So you've got epics, you've got legendaries. You would be very surprised at the amount of people who message me and say, hey, I've got like 10 legendaries and I'm having problems with Dragon 18, 19, or 20. And it's not their fault. They just have these really good champions, and I'm not taking a dig at them. What I'm saying is they have these really good champions, but they're trying to come in here with all DPS. They're trying to just mow down these champions, the enemies, but it's hard because they have a lot of HP, they have a lot of defense, and you really can't do that. You need to bring somebody in here that can mitigate the damage, that can take the heat off of whoever they're attacking, which here was my Temptress, who didn't last very long. So really this is pretty much like a 4-man run. And then now it's always my Kale. So I know they're always going to attack my Kale. There are a lot of options out there. If you watch my Nizana video with the epic, with the epic Nizana, you'll see that if you have her, she will cover you in anything. She is a monster if you can book her out. Now I do have shield runes on Nizana. I could have moved those shield runes to Painkeeper. She doesn't have any runes. She doesn't artifacts. She doesn't have any artifacts on that are helping the team. Kale has stun artifacts. Seducer has provoke artifacts. Apothecary has poison artifacts, which help out on the dragon. We have to have Kale survive here to beat the dragon. So we got to have Kale. So number 1, if you're going to make a team with rares and you're having trouble, if you're not having problem with the waves, but you're having problems with the actual dragon, bring in a Kale, have high accuracy because you need at least 200. I've got more than that on him, way more than 200 just because, but bring in somebody who can do the poisons to bring the dragon down easily and you won't have any problems. Most people have problems with the waves. So there again, the shared damage is going to help you out a tremendous amount. And then if you want to put on some artifacts, if you have those artifacts to put on the stun artifacts, sure, bring those. Now, I did talk to some of my clanmates about making a speed rare champion run and to keep tweaking it just for fun, so we could come in here, just make an all rare team and then just try to outdo each other faster and faster and see who can make the best and fastest rare team for Dragons 20, which is a fantastic and fun idea because it gives us something to do, gives us something else to work on besides Ultra Clan Boss. And we're all, pretty much all the people, a lot of the people that I know that I've been playing with since release are all, easily beating level 20 stuff. So it gives us something fun to work on. Now for you guys, if you're having trouble with it, again, there are a lot of rares out there that can do AoE provoke. They can do, there's even an uncommon I looked at. They can do a 2-turn ally protection 50% and then does a shield on itself as well. So I'm going to do a list. I'm going to do a video on other things that I think would be fantastic for Dragons 20, rare and uncommon, that you could bring in to substitute. Because I know some of you guys out there aren't just going to have only rares. You might have some other, epic that you pulled or legendary that you got lucky and pulled that you can substitute in with a team similar to this and do really well with. So that's the main takeaway. We can do this with rare runs. I'm happy that I was able to complete it with an all rare team on auto, which is fantastic because I'm not going to manual. I'm not going to manual this stuff for sure. It's got to be auto and it's got to be fast. I could have brought a bellower in here with stun runes and really taken advantage of AoEing all the time with stun runes. That's another option you have. You could bring in somebody who has an AoE on their skill 1. Bellower has AoE on all the skills, so you don't have to worry about making sure he always AoEs. And then he can have the stun runes on there and do just like this, like Kale just did, and stun them up where they're not even a threat anymore. And then when you get to the boss, all you need is a Kale, and the boss is gonna die. With some support, of course. Now I do show my great haul right after this run because somebody said on my previous video with Nizana that Stu's probably rocking plus 20% defense, plus 20% HP, everything else in his great haul. That's why it looks so easy. Of course, my arena rank is up at the top. So yours should be similar to that. Always stay on top of your arena. Make sure you get those additional stats from your arena rank. The 10%, 20% HP, whatever tier you're at, make sure you're on top of that and do your arena because you need to do your great haul anyways. We will show the great haul right after this, but you're gonna see easily that Kale does do enough poisons that it very quickly drops the dragon down, and we're good to go. Because the dragon kind of gives us a little bit of time. Whoa, there we go. Poison, poison, poison. I love it. The dragon will attack sometimes like this, but when he doesn't, when he does the inhale, he gives us even more time, even faster rounds. And of course, we're fast. We've got Apothecary in here giving us a speed boost. He is not that fast because I changed his gear to poison. I took all my speed gear and put it on Seeker a while ago for arena. So all this stuff is pretty manageable. The only one who has really, really good gear is probably my Seducer, because Seducer is just the man. Polarium, if you're watching this, send me a figurine of Seducer if you can, like you did with Aethel. You sent her out to some other people. Send me a figurine of Seducer. I would love that. I will show it right here. Like every time I do a video, I will show my Seducer figurine if you can. That would be great. So hopefully Polarium will do that. I don't even know if they probably haven't made a Seducer figurine. They probably only have done the Aethel one, so they would have to get in contact with whoever does that. It would cost them too much money, too much trouble, but I would love one. It would be so funny to have a Seducer figurine right here that I could look at in my room when I do work to inspire me, of course. Maybe inspire me to do my ab roller some more. You know, who knows? All those things. So we are going to go over those. I'm going to do a video because there are so many actual rares and uncommons out there that can help us peel off the damage we're taking from our other champions. Do an AoE provoke, do shields, do the ally protection, which is very good to do, alleviate a lot of the damage. So here we are with my great haul. Look at this, +2, +3, +1, +2, +3, +1. All this stuff over here for defense, for HP is not a lot at all. So we're good to go with that. Temptress is cool that she makes Seducer even better than he already is, but her stats are terrible. Even if I take her to 60, she's only 50 right now. I don't know if I can keep her alive. If I put those HP runes on Painkeeper or somebody else for those 3 turns of HP at each wave, it'll probably help out a lot to keep her alive, and then Seducer will kick in and do all the stuff he needs to do. So we might be able to do that. We'll see. I am going to make speed runs. I'm going to try to improve and keep improving till we actually have a really good all rare full auto speed runs without a lot of void. And I'm going to replace Seducer as well down the line. We'll get to that point. I have some ideas. So we have the stun artifacts here. Again, they help out a lot in those waves. If you need, and Kale's just got these stats. Well, so they're not too crazy. He doesn't have, none of my guys on here have crazy stats, so I know you guys can do it. I know you can get through it. I know you can do it. Just remember, it's a long battle. You got these enemies that have high HP, high defense, so you need to be able to take your time and go through it, unless you're just a beast. If you're an in-game beast, you're just going to take your legendaries, your epics, your crazy runes and accessories, artifacts and accessories, and just blow through it. So if you're one of those guys, then it doesn't matter. But if you're like a lot of the other guys, then this is what you need to do, and these are things you can think about to help make your team stronger and to progress, to do better, right? That's all we're trying to do here. Get everybody better and to progress so we can do Dragons 20 and get that 5 and 6 star loot. Here's my Seducer. Oh yeah, I kept everybody at a speed above Seducer. You always want to, with Seducer and anybody else with kind of the buffs that they give, if everybody goes first above Seducer and then Seducer goes they'll have those buffs on longer. If I put them underneath Seducer, so I did have to go back and do a little bit of speed tuning with my guys. If they went after Seducer, once Seducer put on the ally protection or even the defense increase or any of that kind of stuff, they would go and one of those 2 turns would drop off immediately. So you don't want that. You want to make sure that all your guys go ahead of Seducer first, and then Seducer will buff up, and then you'll have a longer and a better chance of doing the ally protection and doing your buffs. So just make sure you pay attention to things like that, which you should be doing anyways, but just be mindful that it's really important to do all that. I'm kind of just flying through their gear, because if I don't put my gear in here, if I don't put my champions in here, people are going to say, hey Stu, why didn't you include that stuff? So I'm just going through it all and talking to you as you can see it here. But for sure, do the speed tuning. Make sure that all your guys are going above Seducer. That way he can do his buffs and they'll still be there for a longer duration and they won't drop off immediately. Same thing you would do if you go through and you want to speed tune for doing your AoE decreased defense, and then you want to have your buffers or your attackers, you know, go right after that. You want to buff up, you want to do your AoE decreased defense, and then you want to have your AoE attacker after it. So it's the same concept. It's just, you know, the other way around for defense. So then you're good to go. You should be good to go. And if you have any questions or concerns, if you have problems running dragons, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if this helped and what could you sub in to help out your team to complete dragons. If you're on 18, 19, or 20, or if you're just coming up, it gives you an idea of good champions to use. If you have a Seducer, I'm serious. If you have a Seducer, I highly advise you to use him. If you have all rares and you have very few epics, use a Seducer. He is very good. Put a lot of love into him. He will do some work. So Grumbler, the new dwarf that came out, I was looking at him. I was looking at all rares. I was looking at even some uncommons that will get the job done for us and that will do very well. And you're going to see those in upcoming videos. So Grumbler was here. He is the grumpy of the 7 dwarves, I guess. Come on, click on this, dude. Okay, so here he is. He has a 3-turn, once leveled up ally protection, but it's only a 25% ally protection. You know, Seducer's the OG of the underworld. Of course, he's going to have a 50% ally protection when Temptress is with him. But unfortunately, this little dwarf only does 25%, but on a 3-turn cooldown for 2 turns, and gives you increased shields. So even with this guy, if you're running through dragons and having problems, if you had this guy leveled up, he would help you. He would alleviate some of that damage. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, his is only 25%, but it's something to think about. These are all things to think about, to use, and I'm actually going to level this guy to 50 and use him and see if I can't get cover for my other guys and bring out Seducer, as well as other rares out there that do AoE provoke on their own skills. I don't have to use, you know, artifacts for them. I'm going to start using those. And if you have Nizana, use Nizana. If you saw my Nizana video where she is taking 4 of the rares through, if you have Nizana and you can skill her out, she will keep you alive no matter what. She is so damn good. Trust me, she is phenomenal. I love this girl. You can throw her in almost anything and she will keep all your people alive for a very, very long time. And she has AoE decreased attack on the enemy by 50%. She's very strong. She's very strong for that. Now, if you're blowing through it and you don't need the love, you don't need the protection, then you don't need to worry about it. Then you've got a team for it. So here we are back with Seducer. I think after this, we're just going to show our Temptress again, and then we will be done. So Mr. Abs here, he really is a good champion. A lot of people say that, you know, they don't like him, that he's not very good, but I think he's great. He has the lower versions of amazing debuffs and buffs. And then we have Temptress. She just, you know, if she was a defense-based champion as well, she'd be great. But she has really low stats. Her HP is super low. Her defense is okay. So I would have to make her super tanky at 60 to try to make her survive. But I still think I could do it. So I'm going to try that out as well. And I think that's it, guys. That's all we have. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the support as always. You guys are amazing. You're making this journey on YouTube so much fun for me. I love doing these videos. I love trying this stuff out right here. Again, with my clan mates, I have challenged them to make a rare team, and so we can start doing speed runs and try to see who can do the fastest times and start showing that up. But that's all I've got. Everybody, you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all on the next video.